Guys, welcome back to True Crime with Shannon, where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. So, I was kind of taking, I guess, a couple days. I'm trying to take a little bit of a breather. Been pretty exhausted, but of course, I'm following so many things between work and working out and all that sort of stuff. There was big news came out today. A previously unseen photo of Gabby Petito um, around the time of the police officer stop in Utah. So I'm going to go over that and going to use WFLA. It was actually that I first saw it from WFLA with JB Buno. So we're going to discuss that. But before I get into that, let me pull up today's missing persons poster. It's actually an Amber Alert. All right, this is an Amber Alert out of Jackson. They're looking for Traveion Rogers. I'm probably saying that first name wrong. Taveion Rogers in Jackson, Tennessee. Looks like they're brothers. It looks like, I would assume here. One is 15 years old, 5'3", 125 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. And the other sibling, is 17 years old, 5'5", 120 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. Looks like the adults that may have them are Felicia Wilson, 38 years old, 5'5", 150 pounds, black hair, brown eyes, and Demilla Hurt, 48 years old, 5'5", 330 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. States an Amber Alert has been issued on behalf of the Jackson Police Department for Traveion and Taveion Rogers. Traveion and Taveion are believed to be with Felicia Wilson and Demilla Hurt. Wilson and Hurt are wanted by the Jackson Police Department for kidnapping. Traveion and Taveion Rogers, Wilson and Hurt are believed to be traveling in an older model silver Chevrolet Impala. Again, this is an Amber Alert out of Jackson, Tennessee. So please be on the lookout, especially if you're in that area. Please call 911. That would be your biggest, easiest way to, if you spot these four folks. Or you can always call Jackson Police Department at 731-425-8430. Or you can call the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 800-824-3463. Again, this is an Amber Alert. And of course, we all know Amber Alerts are big. So please be on the lookout for these teenagers and these two adults. So there's a previously unseen photo that was released today. It shows Gabby Petito with blood on her face moments before the police stop, according to the Petito Schmidt attorneys. She is wearing the same top and the earrings and everything, so it does seem to be the same day. So let me actually play the video from JB Buno.
A heartbreaking new photo of Gabby Petito has been released by attorneys representing her parents, and they say that this photo was taken around the same time that Petito and Brian Laundrie had an encounter with Utah police. Now, while this photo might be difficult for some, it was released with the approval of Gabby Petito's parents as they have filed suit against the Moab Police Department. You might remember back on August 12th of 2021, Moab Police, they responded to a 911 call after a witness had seen an altercation occur between the couple. But after roughly an hour or so of roadside interviews, Petito was the one described as the potential aggressor in the case, and the couple were instructed to separate for the night without any charges being filed. The new selfie that we now have this comes from Petito's phone. It shows Petito's injuries far more clearly, and her attire in this photo matches the attire that she had on in the body camera video. In the body cam video, Petito says that Brian didn't punch her, but rather grabbed her, and that she was cut by a fingernail, a cut that explains what we're seeing here in this selfie as far as the blood that is smeared on her face. In addition to the physical injuries clearly written here on Petito's face is just a look of pure pain. Gabby clearly distraught, tears in her eyes. We have reached out to the Moab Police Department. This, of course, we have their statement. It's on WFLA.com. I'm going to read it here. It's on my screen. It's a statement from November of 2022, where it's a long statement, but I'll say that they say in their statement their officers are not responsible for Petito's murder and couldn't have foreseen what was going to happen to Gabby Petito, of course, in the future at the hands of Brian Laundrie. They say that they're going to ardently defend against this lawsuit. They're ardently going to defend their police department, which tells us, of course, that a settlement in this case is unlikely. There's also the lawsuit that is pending here in the state of Florida. Gabby Petito's parents filing lawsuit against Brian Laundrie's parents, and now the newly added co-defendant in that case is longtime family attorney for the Laundries, Stephen Bertolino in New York. We have the latest reporting on both of these lawsuits, the one in Florida, the one in Utah. You can find it all on WFLA.com, the WFLA app.
We haven't gone over the updates on the lawsuits here just yet, but this photo it is very disturbing. And again, I saw it today when JB Buno posted it. And I did look through the body cam video. It's really hard to see. And I'm gonna actually pull that up here. It's really hard to see her face because of the sun and the cameras and stuff. So I'm gonna see if we can kind of get a better look at her face through a couple angles. But again, this was taken by Gabby Petito with her phone. They're assuming, I'm guessing they've checked the data on the photo, saying shortly before she and Brian were stopped by police officers in Moab, Utah, back in August of 2021. So she definitely is wearing the same outfit that she was wearing in the traffic stop body cam videos. But the Petitos, again, have filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the department back on November 3rd. They're alleging that the officers failed to recognize that Gabby was in a life-threatening situation before her death. The lawsuit seeks $50 million in damages. And as JB just stated, they're stating that they are not going to, they're going to fiercely defend their actions. And I do believe they could have done more. I believe they did not recognize the signs of domestic violence correctly. But as far as liability, that's hard to say. I think that's going to be probably up to a judge. I don't know if they're going to go through a jury trial for that. But they may, looks like they're not going to settle, but maybe they will. I don't know. You never know. But they have, again, this is showing, the cuts on her face and that sort of thing. So they just have a screenshot here from it. And it's hard to kind of see, but I'm going to pull it up and see if we can zoom in on it a bit. But the anglings are just definitely hard to tell. But you can see the same pained look in her face in this particular photo, the screen grab. And then, of course, you go back up to the selfie that she took on her phone. So I believe for sure, multiple reasons that this was the same day as the traffic stop. The question is the timing. That's hard to say without the data, the timestamp, and all that sort of stuff from Gabby's phone. But I mean, what do you guys think? I think it could have been taken after, or maybe it was a little bit before. This potentially could be the van. Maybe she's in the back of the van taking this photo, or the front of the van. Looks like there maybe is a pillow or something here with her in the background. But it's possible, I suppose, as well that these scratches and the blood on her face didn't show up right away, and it was delayed. So, but the date, it definitely looks like it's matching. It's just the timing it is another whole situation altogether. But it's really very sad, and I know it shocked me to see that. And JB said the family released it, so they are aware of, they've seen it. Obviously, they probably have had it for a period of time. I do think that that department in Moab does need to have better training in the DV area, but I don't know if it, whereas the Petito Schmidts are claiming that Gabby would still be alive today had the officers followed up on her injuries. I, I think that that's really hard to say. I mean, again, as much as I'm completely on Gabby's side and definitely not even close to being on Brian's side, it's hard to say, you know, you know, if she would have still been alive. I mean, I would hope that that would be the truth. But actually, looking further down, it says the available data. Here we go. The available data on the image was taken at 4:37 p.m. So they're saying it was at or before the approximate time of the initial 911 call. So I guess it's allegedly the image was taken, the selfie was taken before the traffic stop. So you would think that she would have these marks on her face, but did she wipe her face off in some way before the officers pulled them over, or did they just not see them in the video? So I'm going to actually pull that up and see if I can do a quick side by side to see if I can grab anything close to her face, because it's kind of hard to tell with the body cam video for sure on that. But this is definitely a situation that I believe not only can the Moab officers learn from in that department, but also multiple others. Um, if they would have, an expert that they could call. I mean, they were on the side of the road for over an hour. If they would have some kind of experts that they could reach out to regarding domestic violence, that might help understand the signs better. If not, also for better training on behalf of all these officers, because I don't believe for a second that they would have. For a second, they believed that Gabby was in real danger of losing her life. So, but again, hindsight is a whole other thing. So, but let's see, they have a video right here. Let's take a look. You definitely can't see too much in this particular angle of Gabby. It's real hard to see her face here, although I don't really see any red marks on her face here. But like I said, again, you've got the sun and the shade, the shadows hitting off of her. She does look a bit red to me, but kind of hard to distinguish if that was there. And then when he gets closer to her, of course, the camera just kind of pans right by her face. Well, it does look like there's a mark on her face right about here. It's really hard to see her face. So I don't know. To me, it's really hard to see her face. The quality intermixed with the quality of the body cam, mixed with the sun and the shade and all the shadows. To me, it's really difficult to see the details in Gabby's face in here. You'd have to probably get it enhanced, and even then, I'm not sure if you could see it. But so, what do you guys think? Do you think that it's here, we just can't see it in this particular in these videos because of the quality of the, and all that sort of stuff, and um, the lighting, or do you think that, maybe she wiped her face between the time that they got pulled over? Like they said, it did clarify later on in the article from WFLA that the data is from uh, before this traffic stop. So that is telling for sure. But yeah, and he does have marks on his face. We can see that. But and she, she admits that she, went to, grab him. Like she had her phone in her hand. But again, I always completely believe that he's the aggressor. To me, he's always been the aggressor. And I believe that she tried to defend herself. And she was obviously upset because, he locked her out of the van and it's her van. So, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. And see if I can get any closer zoom shots of this, and or if anybody gets a hold of any, let me know. I'm gonna see what I can do. But I don't know. It's a very very sad, disturbing, selfie to see from Gabby, and it's definitely makes you feel horrible for this girl again, because it just seems like Gabby just had this whole future that she was hoping for, and sadly, Brian's idea of a future was not what Gabby wanted, and I really do wish that she would have gotten a hold of her family and they would have come and gotten her, or that these officers would have had a better expert on the DV situation. And but looking back, it's such a difficult thing. I think, in my opinion, to go from there. I do, the only thing I can say for sure is that Brian isn't, he's a monster, and I don't believe for a hot second that he did anything but hurt her, and he took her life, and it's horrific. It truly, truly is. Okay, guys, I hope you have a great rest of the day. Do me a favor on your way out, hit that like button, and of course, leave me some comments and let me know what you think of the situation, and of course, the lawsuit against the Moab Police Department. All right, guys, have a good one and stay safe.